Cari amici di Misteri Channel Show, come avevamo annunciato, oggi è con noi Mr. Robert Ring, che ci parlerà della sua esperienza con i rettiliani ed in generale con le razze aliene. Grazie Robert di essere qua.
Thank you. It's good to be here, and I'm happy to share my experiences.
Dunque Robert, iniziamo con una domanda semplice. Chi è Robert Ring e di cosa si occupa?
Well, my occupation is a landscape gardener, a former lecturer, though I have a vested interest in the reptilians, and I'm also author of a book with a kind of basis around my experiences with those.
Da cosa nasce il tuo interesse per l'ufologia?
Okay, my interests in this subject came through personal experiences with reptilian energies and trying to understand why they were communicating with me and to learn a little bit more about their vested interests.
Robert, parlaci della tua esperienza a questo punto, se hai avuto l'opportunità di sentirli, vederli, avere dei rapporti con loro, di ascoltarli o poter interagire con i rettiliani. Parlaci di quello che è la tua esperienza personale.
Okay, so my experience with the reptilian energy happened when I was at a very low vibration within myself, so I was very tired, and this like sleep deprived state that I was in allowed a reptilian energy to enter my physical energy. The bond between us both allowed me to physically feel and see what this energy was seeing, and also gave me the power as well of its own energy. So basically, in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is the two energies combined, and I was able to understand more about the reptilian's way of thinking and seeing, as well as the reptilian knew about how to own and use my body as a vessel.
E in quel momento dove ti trovavi e come hai fatto a capire che era un'energia rettiliana che entrava in contatto con la tua energia?
Okay, at that time I was unaware of the situation. I was unaware of what was going on with me. I was actually quite confused, and I thought that I was actually going a little bit insane, a little bit mad. So I sought advice from a psychic medium who I knew quite well, who kind of explained to me a little bit about what was happening with myself, and we tried to move this energy on, which over a period of a few weeks the separation took place, and then I researched more on reptilians to find out exactly what had happened to me, which is where the medium basically said to me, whatever you do, don't do a David Icke, don't come out and say in public at that point in time what was happening with you. So from those words I then researched the theories of David Icke, because I've never heard of him before. Up until this point I've never read any of his books, but I've seen interviews explaining reptilians and the reptilian agenda, etc., and a lot of the things that he said made a lot of sense to the personal experience that I had. So I looked into the historical side of reptilians, and as you know, they date back thousands of years. They were represented as the serpent gods in China and Asia, and were worshipped. In the Christian culture we call them demons, in the Muslim culture they call them the jinn, and from my understanding of the energetic experience of them, they actually operate in all forms of higher society. From my links with these higher areas of society through my previous experience of life, I understand that they are quite dominant and they are quite prevalent in media, in secret services, in and the political arena as well. Some say they are also in the royal families, and that the royal family keeps a certain bloodline, a certain genetic code, which is why they keep the family unit quite close together, to obtain the ability to hold these energies, I think, for longer periods of time than people who have not got the same genetical makeup as the royal families. So for an individual like myself, this energy can enter and stay with me for a short period of time, but for more the higher levels, the more pure the blood, the tighter the genetic code, I think they can enter these individuals and stay with them for longer periods of time.
Robert, i rettiliani possono alzare quelle che sono le tue capacità intellettive o di azione nella società?
The possession phase is quite intoxicating and it's very powerful. So you feel you have power over the human being, to the point where it's difficult to say. The human being is a species below you, okay, and that's kind of the feeling you have. They're a lower species than yourself, okay, so their lives are meaningless to the reptilians.
Robert, hai parlato di stato vibrazionale, cioè che i rettiliani portano in qualche modo il nostro stato di vibrazioni al loro livello per poter interagire con noi. Cosa si intende per stato vibrazionale?
Okay, so there's organizations and secret societies that work covertly to lower certain individuals' vibrational frequencies to allow the reptilian energy to enter the individual. Now, when we're talking about vibrational frequencies, everything around us is made up of energy, okay? It's only the physical human being that understands that we live in a tangible world, whereas the reptilian world is everything is made up of energy, and everything is particles of energy and vibration. So when you're matched with the reptilian energy, because there's two become one, you are able to see what they see, and they see everything in energy form. So it allows you to see things in energy form. So it's a very interesting learning experience to see reality from their perspective.
Robert, in base alla tua conoscenza, quante razze aliene sono state classificate finora? E se ce n'è di diverse, quali hanno le stesse caratteristiche dei rettiliani?
So, if we're talking about other alien energies, they're things that I haven't had a personal experience with. A lot of them, I think, like people mention grey aliens, etc., etc. I think a lot of that is probably disinformation to push us away from actually finding out the truth of the reptilian race. I cannot specify that I know anything about any other alien species because I haven't had any experiences with them.
Quindi non sappiamo se ci sono altre razze con delle particolari capacità uguali a quelle dei rettiliani, ma a questo punto ti chiedo se i rettiliani hanno queste capacità diciamo di possessione, questa capacità di unirsi al tuo stato vibrazionale, e quindi tu puoi vedere quello che loro vedono e sentire quello che loro sentono. Perché? Cioè, a cosa serve questa capacità? Perché loro hanno l'intenzione di fare ciò, di unirsi agli umani?
Because the energy between our veil and theirs is quite close. I believe what they do is, if you can imagine, they feed off human energy. Okay, so they're benevolent reptilian races, I believe, and they're also fractions of a darker web of reptilians. Okay, so if you can imagine some of them enjoy sexual energy, and then there's, you could say, call them like almost like the drug addicts who like the aggression and the fear of the human being. So they create situations such as war, so they can feed off the fear, because that's more intoxicating as an energy for them to survive off, and more empowering to the species than the benevolent feelings like love, etc., etc. Their association with the human species is simply because they need us to survive. So they need to feed off our energy, so we need to be creating energy. So they orchestrate societies and stress individuals, because that's another form of energy they can feed off. This is my understanding of the reptilians.
Quindi a questo punto mi viene da chiederti i grandi conflitti, le grandi tensioni a livello mondiale, insomma a livello internazionale che ci sono in questo momento, tu pensi possano essere legati anche all'azione dei rettiliani? Cioè non dipendono solo dall'essere umano, ma siamo anche condizionati dalla loro azione?
The human being, when it comes in encounter with a reptilian, you still have free will. So you have the choice whether to accept this energy and do as it wishes or to not. So you can't solely blame the reptilians for the actions of creating war, because the human being who has a bond with that is also feeding off that energy. So even though there's a bond between the two, you still have free will.
Secondo te i rettiliani hanno una forma, una loro forma fisica?
From my experience, they purely are energetical beings that inhabit us human beings on a energy level, not a physical level. In the experience of possession, you're able to identify other reptilians who are hosting hosting other human beings, but I don't believe that they're an actual alien species with a physical form.
Quindi partendo dal presupposto che i rettiliani sono una razza a livello energetico, sono una razza aliena che però si manifesta solamente a livello energetico, a questo punto possiamo dire che per loro quindi muoversi negli spazi siderali dell'universo, andare a colonizzare, tra virgolette, un pianeta o un altro pianeta, non dovrebbe essere un problema coprire le distanze all'interno insomma, le distanze siderali che ci sono tra un pianeta solare e un altro, ad esempio.
I believe that the reptilians are an ancient species to the Earth and have a bond with the Earth. As for being able to travel as energy beings through space and time is an answer I don't know. It would be speculative for me to say yes.
Robert, tu hai detto di aver avuto questa esperienza con questa entità rettiliana. Per quanto tempo hai avuto questo contatto?
Okay, the experience lasted approximately about 28 days before the detachment of the energy.
Robert, il libro quando esce uscirà solo in inglese o anche in italiano?
Okay, so we're looking at publishing later on this year, and for the moment it's only in English, and depending on its success, possibly a translation into Italian.
Robert, grazie dell'intervista, grazie di essere venuto qui da noi e di aver condiviso la tua esperienza con noi.
Thanks for having me, it's been a pleasure, thank you.
Ovviamente se volete contattare Robert, nel link in descrizione troverete la sua email e il titolo del suo libro che uscirà, come ha detto Robert, bene o male a fine anno. Grazie ancora di aver avuto Robert qui con noi e vi do appuntamento alla prossima settimana con un altro video e un altro mistero.